So I am taking this video of Marianne and John Anthony Zotter so that they can talk about their brother Carl John Zotter. In the last video, they didn't like the information that they had shared, that he was a fun guy, but that he was a little flighty, that there was so much more to him that they wanted to share because they loved him so much. So what do you guys want to say about Carl?
You want to start? First of all, I want to say that since I last spoke with you, I have joined the Exquisite and Elite 80s Club. So I am now 80 years old and blessed to be here. Okay.
Yeah. No, we grew up, when we grew up in Virginia Park, Mary Ann's bedroom had been in addition to those at home. So it was never adequately heated in winter. Yeah, and to get to her room, she had to walk to our bedroom. We had no privacy. We shared a bed, Carl and I. Apparently they hadn't invented bunk beds back then. I don't know. Never thought twice about it. That's the way it was.
And eventually they put a curtain up between my room and their room.
We did? I don't remember that.
Well, Dad, well, probably because I was insistent.
Oh, okay.
And
What do you want to say about Carl's personality?
he was the gentlest one of the three of us. He was the kindest one of the three of us.
Very shy. Very,
Yeah.
very
100%
calm.
different than John.
Yeah, we were very different.
I mean, John would do anything for a bet, and Carl was like, that doesn't sound like a very smart thing. I don't think I'll do that.
Yeah, he was rational. You guess
Yes.
you could say, yeah.
He was kind and loving, and I miss him dearly.
Mhm.
What are a couple memories that you have of him specifically?
Oh, there's so many.
We would play football occasionally around the block on the easement they had there, which was about 5 feet only. But it was the only grass around, and we played tackle football there. And I don't think we ever broke any bones. I don't know how, but
No, you didn't.
we played stickball, or actually baseball, in the alley, and we learned to hit pretty straight. But we broke a few windows over the years. But the neighbors were always very understanding. We'd go and apologize.
Because we were playing with their kids.
Yeah, and they had to give us the ball back. And back then the windows were single pane of glass. It was a $5 item, not like today where $50,000 for a window. But
That might be a slight
yeah.
exaggeration.
Neighbors all had fruit trees. Most of them did, like this mulberry out here. Don't see that anymore. But
And Carl, we would play, another game we played a lot of was kick the can. And I was very much a tomboy in those days. And Carl was always the most gentle of all the three of us, and very smart. What about his personality when he got the job at the drugstore?
that was when that was after though. Like I told the boys, the best thing that ever happened to Carl was Nora.
Oh my God, yes.
That just made a whole new, a different person entirely. Just wonderful. His job growing up was to burn the trash.
That was right. We didn't get allowances,
And,
but everybody had a job, and his was to burn the trash.
And I wonder how healthy that was, because you burned everything back then. And if the wind was in the wrong direction, you inhaled whatever was coming out of that wire basket.
Well, and when we went to Lake Erie, I mean, he didn't like to swim, but you challenged me, so I did learn to swim out to the sandbar, because that's when people thought it, because I was afraid to come back because it was so deep.
Mom, do you have any other memories of Carl that you want to share?
I should have thought about this earlier. I think it's mostly what John said, that, Nora was just so wonderful for him. And we lived across the street. We were like the poor man's version of the Kennedy compound. So we lived across the street. John was the only one that was in Taylor. And when we were in Detroit, Carl would come over, 7 days out of the 7 days, and with a beer and just plunk down. But he always did it at dinner time, which number one infuriated Nora because she had made dinner, and number two, we always had to move around to give him room to sit down. And he was like, I could just stand here and watch you eat. I'm like, get out.
We would play pickup ball once in a while with a hard ball. If we could get 4 guys, we'd be really lucky to be one of them. So we'd go all the way to Mackenzie High School, which was like 5 miles away, because they actually had grass that you could play on. that was always fun.
And the
He wasn't much of a fisherman, though. He didn't care to
He
fish
didn't
that
care
much.
for that.
Yeah.
And Mom didn't care for it because she made you put it in the bathtub and take it back and let set it free, as I recall.
I don't remember that, but
I do.
Okay.
Because Dad was kind of furious because he wanted to take a bath and he couldn't because the fish was in the tub.
We grew up reading a whole bunch of books, cheap paperbacks. Somehow
Other
we
than
got hooked
comics.
on the ones that people who had survived the Nazi Holocaust, the camps, the concentration camps. And they all seem to be similar stories. I begin to wonder now if they weren't written by the government, but whatever. I mean, because they were all, the market was flooded with them back then. There was a lot of that going on.
Okay, so the last thing that I want to say before we stop this tape is what John and I have gone through since the beginning of since our birth. For example, landlines that were attached to a wall and you had to dial the number, and you had a party line with 2 or 3 people on the same line, and you just were considerate enough to hang up if somebody was talking, or manual typewriters, which is what my mother.
The landlines went out early, though. Yeah, we did. We didn't have the share number.
We did for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then Dad's business, it was based on
Yes.
telephone, so he had to have a number.
That's true.
But he hated us talking on because we might be missing a call he could get.
Yeah.
There's no call waiting then, or message, or.
And then we had a parakeet, and Dad taught the parakeet to talk. And we had a piano that had a little glass mirror above the keys. And Petey
Yeah, there was Pete.
Petey would walk up and down, looking at himself in the mirror, up and down, up and down, up and down. To be sure, call, what was the phone number?
No, I remember 50980, Tyler 509.
Tyler 50980. So he would walk back and forth and recite Tyler 5098080808080. And to be sure, ensure.
Mhm.
And what else did we computers and,
Computer, yeah, right.
I mean, just so, I mean.
You had mail, you had the newspaper. There were 3 papers at one time. Detroit News,
Detroit
Free
News,
Press,
Detroit
and
Free
Times.
Press and the Times, right.
Yeah.
And then to be, let me see.
My wife, yeah.
This is home. Hello.
I'm sorry.
No,
So
stay.
we want to have you in there, and go ahead and squeeze in a little bit.
That's okay.
And then there were times with the post office that before Christmas, you had 2 mail deliveries.
Oh, yeah, every day.
Every day you had 2 mail deliveries right to your porch. And those were good times. Now everything, you order something and if it's not there in 24 hours, you're freaking out, where we didn't have that. We had brick and mortar stores, and you went in and you had the dime store. A lot of things were actually 10 cents, especially the candy. And Woolworths and Kresge's.
10 cents, even less, yeah.
Yeah.
If you had 50 cents, you were rich for a week.
And we had price wars on gas where 23 cents was a high bid, and they went down from there. Didn't last all that long, but it was fun. And I think that's, what else?
Oh, I don't know. You had Dairy Queen, or some the equivalent of it. Nobody ever knew what was in it. It wasn't ice cream, but it tasted good. Yeah.
We didn't get out a lot. but
Drive-in movies, does anyone know what those are? Yeah.
That's when we used to shove somebody in the trunk so that we wouldn't have to pay the extra fee. Not me, of course, but other people. For whatever future generations will be seeing this, God bless you, take care of yourself, and thank you. Bye.
Yeah.